Welcome back to G40 Alt Universe. It is halfway through round 6 and it is once again time for the UK, the USA and China to do their turns. We lost not London. That is the major highlight of the last round, or this round. And we lost it badly. We couldn't even eat into any of those German tanks, which is most unfortunate. They just had a very, very good hit rate on their artillery and infantry in that first round, and the UK didn't. So a bloody fight there in UK4. Very costly for both sides, but definitely more costly for us. Let's see if we can somehow recover from this. Other highlights: we've got an Italian factory now here in UK somewhere. Interesting. Still holding on in not India, and the Japanese kind of being a pain all around here and everywhere. So let's see what the US is going to do here. So for purchases, we are going to be building 2 transport ships stacked separately. So let's do it this way. We've got an infantry, an artillery and a transport in their own little group, and then we have an infantry, 3 artillery and an artillery. Wait, what? A transport, 3 infantry and 1 artillery in their own group, and then we've got 2 tacticals, and we've also got 2 infantry, 1 tank and 1 fighter. So all of this together will come to a grand total of 78 IPCs. All of our money is spent. Combat. We have 1 combat move for the US for this turn, and it's over here, of course, in UK 10. We're going to try and take this back from the evil Japanese, and it shouldn't be much of a problem. But this is the only combat move actually for the US for this turn. In this sea zone 36, we have our entire fleet here represented by this task force marker. That's all of this stuff too. Basically, we're moving it all into sea zone 35. And from there, we'll be launching an amphibious assault here in UK 10. Broken down the transport ships here, we have 7 transports total. For this battle, we'll only need 6 of them. So 3 of them are going to kind of move in here to 29 and then in here to 35. They're going to pick up 3 infantry and the 3 artillery. Okay, we're going to plop those in a sec. The other 3 are going to do the same, in and out, and they're going to pick up the remaining 5 infantry from US 5. Okay, and you know, with our battleship bombardment here, 29, we've also got already 1 battleship and 3 cruisers in amongst our fleet. Those bombardments will be happening, and also going to throw in all of the air units as well. So the fighters will go 1, 2 and 3. They'll have 2 movement points left, and because we can, we're going to throw the bombers in as well at the movement of 3. They'll actually have 4 movement left, but I'm only going to move 1 air unit each because it's just easier that way. So that's the only battle. Let's go ahead and get that one resolved. So I will roll for the bombardments first of all. We have 2 battleships and we have 3 cruisers, and this might be enough to finish off the Japanese. It is. We get 2 hits, so no problem there. Didn't need to bring in any of that air force, but hey, why not? Just need to return fire for the 2 Japanese infantry, so we're going to roll 2 blues and see if they can't bring down an infantry or 2. It'd be beautiful if both of these missed. Let's see what they get. 2 misses. Beautiful stuff. Flawless victory then. The Japanese 2 infantry defenders were simply overrun by sheer numbers there. So 2 infantry gone from the Japanese, And I'm going to move all of this stuff on like so, and the Japanese will be coming down 2 IPCs on the chart, down from 63 to 61, UK up from 15 to 17, and that is it for combat for this round for the US. So let's jump into the non-combat phase. And I should have been probably a little bit clearer about which units were actually moving in to 35. But essentially we should have this, right? Just the battleships and the cruisers so far. I'm going to pop those back onto the task force marker plates that I've got here. Basically everything else from this Sea Zone 35, -1 transport, -1 destroyer, will be joining in here to 35. Right, so I've plopped that back on, and I'll just move this task force marker over just to represent all the units there, as it will get a bit crowded otherwise. Not forgetting also, we do have these British and French stuff in 36 still, but I'll leave this up here for now. So the destroyer that we haven't moved with the rest of the bulk of our fleet is going to move 2 spaces, 1, 2, through 44 to 55. We're just going to leave a little a forward destroyer there. The other transport that hasn't moved is going to move back to Sea Zone 29, and the 2 destroyers that are in Sea Zone 29 will be moving 1 space forward to 35, and they'll join up with the rest of the fleet. All right, so the fighters are going to land on the aircraft carriers in Sea Zone 35. So I'm going to swap these over, and we have three fighters that supposedly attacked UK 5 but weren't needed, UK 10 rather. They're all going to come and land down here on the aircraft carriers, and there we go, there's 3. And while we're here, we also have some fighters way over on this side of the board here in US number 13, and they are going to fly 1 into US 18, 2 and 3 into Sea Zone 35, and again land on the aircraft carriers. The strategic bomber here in UK 10 is going to land back where it started, back in UK number 5. Oops, that was off camera, but you know where it went. The 2 tanks and 1 mech are going to be moving over to the other side of the board. 1 and 2 to join up with the other American stuff here in US 17. And the bomber that's in US 17 is going to fly back 1, 2, 3, back to US 5 at the movement of 4 or 5, whatever it was. And I think for the US, that is it for this turn. So let's go ahead and place our units. We're going to put a transport in Sea Zone 35, along with an infantry and an artillery into US number 6. We are going to place another transport here in 29. And the rest of sort of this stuff, so we've got the 2 infantry and 1 artillery, and the 2 tacticals, they're all going into US 5. The remaining 2 infantry, tank and fighter will be placed, let's place the fighter here in US 13, let's place the 2 infantry in US 11, and the tank will put in US 13 as well. Yeah, US 13 will stick in there. So collect money. I don't see any convoy raids against the US anywhere. We're at 58 IPCs, correct, on the IPC chart. And we have the usual 2 plus 20 national objectives, so we will collect as much as we spent 78 IPCs. China. Let's move on to China then. For purchases, we are going to be getting a bunch of infantry and an artillery. That is 4, 5, 6, that's 7 infantry and 1 artillery. And I haven't decided yet how I'm going to place these guys, so yeah, that's not helpful at all. But that comes to the total cost of 25. We have 26 to spend, so we'll save 1 in the bank. Combat. 2 simple combat moves, 2 walk-ins. We've got the simple walk-in here from C17, 1 infantry, liberating C20. So that's +1 for the Chinese. And we also have this walk-in from C10, 1 infantry, going into C11, another walk-on. So +2 for China, up to 22, -2 for Japan, down to 59. Non-combat then. Right, we're going to take 1 infantry from C14. We actually have 8 in there, so just 1 of them is moving from C14 to C18. From J6 we have a ton of infantry. 1 of them, you might have to chip this out, 1 of them going into J5, the rest staying where they are. Sorry, that's a lie. 1 more infantry moving out from J6 to J7 from J6. So basically, 2 infantry have come out of this stack. 1's gone in there, and 1's gone in there. From C19, we have our artillery going into C15. We have the rest of the infantry in C14. That's 7 of them joining in C15. Up here in C8. Ooh, wow, that's quite a lot of infantry. I thought it was only 4. That is 6 infantry, 7 infantry rather, going into C15. And from C3, 1 infantry going into C10. Let's also move these 4 guys from C19 down into J6 here as well. Alright, let's place units now. 1 guy, 1 infantry, we'll place in C9. We'll place the artillery here in C21. Sorry, C21 over here. And let me think here. And let's place everything else in C10 up here. All right, collection of monies. I have China at 22 on the chart. We have 1 national objective, which is to have these 2 allies controlled. Plus we saved 1, so I make that 25 IPCs for China for this turn. Last but not least, although kind of least, we have the UK purchases. We have a meager 4 IPCs to spend. Abysmal really, but it is what it is. And with that, we are going to buy 1 artillery for 4 IPCs, all spent, and that pains me to say. Combat, though, we have one combat move, and it's here in UK 28, where we have 2 Italian infantry coming into our territory here, and we don't really appreciate it very much, so we're going to see if we can clear them out. Sending in from UK 27 an infantry and an artillery, and we're also going to send in a fighter at the movement of 1. He will move back to UK 27 at the end of the turn. We'll also send in our tactical bomber off the fleet here in 107. So we're going to move 1, 2, and 3. We'll have 1 movement left, And yeah, he'll land into not India as well at the end of the turn. I think that's every combat move for the UK as well. Let me just double check. This is a bit of a last minute thing here. Just realised the transport ship's missing from this sea zone for some reason, so I'll pop that back in. And we're going to take this transport ship, we're going to take the infantry and the artillery that have done nothing for the last 5 rounds or whatever, and we are going to take out this this Japanese J13. We've got a factory here, we've got a naval base. We're going to land in there and we're going to take it. So that's a walk-on. So let's go ahead and update the chart. It is a very cheeky move, but we're going to do it. That's +4 for the UK, and we can really do with every single penny right now. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 up to 21. We're going to take down Japan. 1, 2, 3, 4 down to 55 on the chart. Take that, Japan. And now we just need to resolve this battle here in UK 28, hoping for the best. And let's see what happens. So we have an infantry and an artillery pair. We have a fighter and we have a tactical bomber. All we need is 2 hits. It's not too much to ask for. And we get 3. Beautiful. So we've done the job. Let's see if the Italians can bring down the infantry and artillery. It'd be nice if they got 2 hits. Let's see what they get. They get one hit. So that's not too bad going for the Italians there to get 1 on the way down. So we will take out the infantry, I suppose, and we will liberate UK 28 for ourselves. So I have the UK now at 21. We're going to go up 1, 2, and 3 up to 24, and Italy will come down 1, 2, and 3 down to 38. As I said, in the combat phase, we're going to land these 2 planes back into UK 27. Let's fly our fighter as well back. Pop him on a little stand here. We'll fly him back 1, 2, 3, 4. We can make that, can't we? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we can. Fly him back to UK 27. And I think we're even going to bring our fleet back as well. The battleship cruiser and the aircraft carrier 1, 2, and 3 to 102. I might regret this. I definitely will regret that. But I might think about that one actually. I'll leave it there for now. I may reconsider. Other non-combat for the UK. Let's have a look around and see what we've got. Oh yeah, wait, we don't have any other units. Other than our fleet, which is here in 36. So I'll take the Frenchies off. They'll move during the French turn. And let's see. Let's move these units over to join up with the American stuff. So they're coming into Sea Zone 35 as well. Probably no surprise there. We'll link up with the Americans, and the Frenchies will link up with us later on, I guess. Is that it then? Let me think about that fleet move. Yeah, I think I've changed my mind about this move actually. I don't know what to do with this fleet. I'm going to leave it here for now, and if I think of something, I will update. But for now, let's crack on. We're going to place our artillery piece in UK 10, and that's it. Let's see how much we collect. The UK is at 24 somehow, with only 4 IPCs to spend. We're at 24 IPCs. Let me check national objective. No national objectives by the looks of it. And I'm going to make a slight tweak actually to where I moved this fleet. I'm going to move it into 56. And I'll ponder that for a second before I confirm that. Minus the transport, that'll stay back in 35 with the American fleet. I think we're just going to leave our British fleet there in 56 instead. Right, where was I? Collecting monies. We are at 24 on the chart. We save none, so we should collect 24, except of course we do have 2 convoy raids to account for, which are these 2 submarines here down in 103 and one in 88. So there's 2 IPCs up for grabs here in 88. So let's do that one first. Come on, UK. We need as much money as we can get right now. Let's see if he takes down those 2. He does with a 2. So that's -2. And we also have a submarine here in 103. And there's 5 IPCs up for grabs there. So let's see if how many of those we will lose. Oops, what's going on there? Come on. Yay, 2 5s. So just -2. So we will collect 22 for the UK for this round. So I'll just take 2 off of this stack. There we go, 22 bucks. That is it. Notionally, I should probably double check my work here and make sure I'm not blundering something. But I'll go ahead and do the recap, and if something is looking bad, I will let the group know. Let's start with this side of the board, and I'll just do all nations everywhere. In UK 10 here, we have 1 UK artillery. We have 8 American infantry and 3 American artillery. Here in Sea Zone 55, we have an American destroyer. In Sea Zone 35, we have 1 British transport. We have 7 American transports. And the rest of the fleet, which consists of 4 aircraft carriers with 5 fighters and 1 tactical bomber. We have 2 battleships, 3 cruisers, 6 destroyers and 3 submarines. We have our British fleet here with 2 destroyers, 1 cruiser, 1 battleship, 1 aircraft carrier in 56. Just a bit further north, we have in US 6 an infantry and an artillery. And a bit further north from there, we have in US 5 3 strat bombers, 2 tactical bombers, 3 infantry, 1 artillery, and 2 American transports off the coast. And there's also a British bomber in there as well. I am so glad that I don't have to recap all of this stuff. That's one good positive thing about losing this city, right? We only have 1 lonely guy here in UK2 holding the line. Hopefully he gets a hit on the way down. Scanning the board. Let's see, over here, UK stuff in not India. We have 11 infantry. Sorry, that's 10 infantry rather. We have 1 artillery, 1 tank, 2 mech. We have our 3 AA guns, 2 fighters and a tactical. Let's get rid of these. In UK 28 we have 1 artillery. We have our fleet in 107, which is a battleship, cruiser and aircraft carrier. We have a UK transport in 109, and oh wait, I should steal +3 for that factory there. So I'll do that in a sec. Infantry and artillery here in J13. So we will steal 3 IPCs from Japan's treasuries. So that brings the total UK collection up from 22 to 25. Nice. 25 bucks for the UK. And -3 bucks for Japan. I trust Contango will do that. So I'll let you do that. Let's see, what else? Let's do China last. The US has 4 mech here in US 17 and 3 tanks. Up in US 11 we have 2 infantry. And up in US 13 a tank and a fighter. And that's all of the UK and American stuff. So lastly for China, we've got 5 infantry here down in C21, along with 1 artillery. C20 has 1 infantry, C18 has 1 infantry, J5 has 1 infantry, J7 has 1 infantry, J6 has, I make that 28 infantry. Here in J15 we have 15 infantry and 1 artillery. C9 has 1 infantry, and C10 has 7 infantry. So that's off camera. C10, 7 infantry, and C11 has 1 infantry. And that is it for the UK, US, and China round 6 turns. Next up is Italy. Best of luck to Contango. And thanks for watching. As Contango likes to do, I'll do a little fly around the board. Not that I imagine anyone is still watching the video at this point, other than the boys. Alright, let's see what Japan does. Looking forward to that. Let's go, Anzac. Kicking some ass down here. Awesome. Good luck, Contango.